I know, you already saw this makeup not too long ago, but today it's not about the makeup, at least not about the makeup that I'm wearing. Today I decided that it was a good time to start. It was not today, it was another day, but let's pretend it's today. I decided that it's a good time to start on decluttering. So today I'm gonna be starting a new declutter series here with you. I have to declutter. I will not concentrate on declutter everything on my collection because I already clean a lot on my collection, but I need to declutter a lot of eyeshadows because I own a lot of them. And I know for a fact that I'm not using all of them, so we have to get rid of all the eyeshadows that I don't even remember that they exist. I'm gonna let you and leave you with my declutter, like down below if I should declutter something different. And my concept to declutter is: am I using this thingamajiggy? Do I think that I'm gonna miss it in my collection, and do I actually have the bravery to get rid of? Do I have something similar? Do I like it or not? This is not the only kind of declutter that I'm gonna do. This is the faster one. The first, there are things that's gonna have more parts to this declutter, but today it's just a little bit of a shadow palette. I think that I took out of my collection 30 or 40, I don't remember the number, but I took a part of my collection, I think a third of my collection to start to declutter, that I'm gonna take another third and another third, because I already know there are a lot of things that I don't want to get rid of, but there are a lot of things that I already know, yeah, this one doesn't make sense to have in my collection anymore. So yeah, this is a declutter, a really fast one of a third of my collection that's gonna have more parts to this. So keep an eye on that if you love to see declutters. And now I'm gonna let you and leave you with my declutter and keep on watching. So let's start with the first. I will say with the first film, the first palette that I'm gonna show you is the Juvia's Place. This one is the Juvia's Place Bronzed Rustic. This one, it's a keeper for me because I really enjoy to use this palette as eye palette and as a face palette too. So this one is staying with me. The same is for this one here. This one is the Blush Shadow Rose palette by Juvia's Place. Again, this one is staying because I do enjoy to use some of those colors as blush, highlighters, or even as eyeshadows too. I love to use this pale pink here in my inner corner because it's one of those old kind of shimmers, and the old kind of shimmers really somehow they work for the inner corner better than the more sparklier and textured kind of shimmers. So here we have the taupes palette. I remember that this one here is part of my collection just because it's part of those mini palettes by Juvia's Place, but I honestly don't care for this one here. The color, sorry, doesn't really work for my skin tone, and I don't really reach out for this palette. Just for this shade here is the only shade that works on my skin tone, the rest doesn't. So I really don't feel like keep this palette just for this eyeshadow here. I will never remember to reach out for this palette here just for this shade here. I don't like it, so this one here, it's going, so bye-bye. Same thing for this one here. This one is the Nude by Juvia's Place. How can I put it? The Nude by Juvia's Place, and I don't know if you can see, but again, it's a really light palette. My favorite color out of this palette is this one here as crease color, and this one here as inner corner. But honestly, I will not reach out for this part here just for those two shades. There is no way, so this one here is going. The next palette is the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Royal. And this one here is the perfect mini purple palette. And I don't really reach out for this one here, honestly. But I kind of wanted to keep in my collection more because I feel that I can reach it for it more. If I don't really care, I can get rid of it really soon. But for now, it's staying in my collection with a huge question mark. The next palette is the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Glow palette. And this one here, this palette here, it's so pretty. There is a huge glitter in this part, in the other two, but in this one here, there's this glitter here that I will never use because I have a multi-chrome eyeshadow that just looks like that, but being a multi-chrome eyeshadow, guess what? I will reach out for that color. But all the shimmers are beautiful and the mattes are really cute to put on your crease too. So this one here, it's staying, but again, I will put a big question mark over it. And when I feel that I'm not reaching out for this palette here, I will get rid of it. But for now, it's staying. The next palette is the Violet by Juvia's Place. And this palette here, she's really cute, and there are 4 old kind of shimmers here, and I can use the 2 deeper shimmers as outer V shade, but in the end of the day, yeah, I will keep this palette here just because I love how unique those shimmers are, but I'm putting a huge question mark on it. Maybe in a future, I will declutter this one here, but for now, it's staying. Dealing with the minis from Juvia's Place, this one is the sweetest pink by Juvia's Place, and I already know that this one here is staying because I think about this particular pink here all the freaking time. I am always guessing how I could use this color in an eyeshadow look. And so this one here is staying because it still creeps on my mind. It still feel, I don't know, it just feels right to keep this palette here. So for now, this one here is staying too. The next palette is the berries, and if you don't know me, hi, I am a huge berries lover, so this one here probably is staying too. And I do enjoy to use this matte here a lot, and this part here is more matte, and then you have 2 shimmers. One is really cute and I can use as blush, and the other one I cannot, but in the end of the day I will keep both of them. I will keep the palette more for the mattes than for the shimmers, so it's okay. The next palette is the Morphe by Juvia's Place, and again this one here has only 2. This one here is a satin. It's not even shimmer. It's more of a satin. This one here is a old kind of dual chrome, but the mattes in this palette here are really worth to keep this palette here. So I will keep it around a little bit more, but I have to be honest with you, I am already thinking of other palettes that I already know that I want to keep in my collection. For example, the Retro palette by Natasha Denona that has a lot of those colors here too. But I still want to keep this one here just a little bit more, you know. Then we have the last mini. Is it the last mini? I think it's the last mini palette by Juvia's Place. This one here is the chocolates, and I have to keep this one here because I love this palette here so freaking much for the mattes, because when I need just a deep matte, I will reach out for this one here, or at least I always think that I should reach out for this one here. So now I want to see if I really will reach out for this one here. So, you know, all those palettes here in the future, maybe not a really far away future they can go, but for now I'm keeping all those minis from Juvia's Place, and I am only decluttering 2 of them. So here we have a really old release. This one here is the Vault by Morphe with Jaclyn Hill. And those palettes are some of my favorite palettes to this day. I still think of them all the time. This one here is Dark Magic. Look how amazing, deep, and yummy is this color story. Same thing for this one here. This one here used to be my favorite movie purple palette. She's so pretty, and I love to have this palette in the collection. And this one here is staying too. Of course, this one here is staying too. This one here was the first time that I completely felt in love with that green shade, and since then that I'm still trying to find the perfect green in my collection from this one here too. Then this one here, it's the least exciting one, but I am a lover of a warm neutral palettes. So this one here has all my favorite warm shades. So this one here is staying, of course. So the whole vault is staying, and honestly, I will not declutter just one palette. I will declutter either the whole vault or neither of them. In this case, no one is going because I wanna play with them a little bit more in my collection. They still feel really good when I use them. Of course, they are not like Natasha Denona. They are not like my, I don't know, Ainsley Rain, Bella Beauty Bar kind of mattes, but the mattes are still good, and the shimmers are really nice bases for those extremely sparkly shades that we have today. This palette here, you guys, I don't really know what I want to do with this palette here, because this palette here, she's so freaking pretty, but honestly, I think that I have all the colors in this palette and all in best ways, but I want to keep it, and I will try to dupe it inside my collection. And then when I'm able to completely dupe it inside my collection, I will let it go. But for now, let's say that this one here is on the chopping block box. You know what I mean. Then we have the Nomad palette by Juvia's Place, and this one here, unfortunately, I have to keep it. First of all, this is my favorite khaki in my collection. I don't have a khaki that I love as much as this one here. So this one here, it's a stain. We have a beautiful warm green, and the shimmers, well, this one here is a satin, this one is a sequin, and this one here is a classic shimmer. So the only shimmer is this one here, but it's a beautiful classic shimmer. And on this one here, I can put over a little bit of gold sparkles or a little bit of silver sparkles. It's a nice base color. You can see it's not offensive by any means. It has a glow. It's not the glow that we are used today, but it has a nice glow. So this one here is staying too. Then we have the Tribe by Juvia's Place. This palette here, it's so pretty. This brown here, it's one of my favorites brown in my collection. And the shimmers are pretty, not perfect, but I still want to keep this one here, or at least try to dupe it inside my collection. So this one here is staying in the chopping block too, because this one is perfect to use as an inner corner. This one is all over the lid as a base for a spicy neutral look. So this one here, for now, I'm keeping it, and it's staying with me. This one here, I have to go because she's so big for no reason. There is no reason for a palette to be that big for only 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 shades. So this one here can go, and I'm pretty sure that I have this whole palette in other places of my collection. And this palette here, she's mostly shimmer, but it's the old shimmer formula that it's nice, but it's not what I love and reach out those days. So this one here it's going. Morphe palette at Jacqueline, and if you know me, this is a really classic palette, and you will not trust me, but I promise you I still think of this palette today's days. It's something that never, this is my Roman Empire kind of palette. I always think about this palette, and Jacqueline did an amazing job of selecting these colors for this palette. And this is till today's one of my favorite mahogany reds shades, and there are a lot of my favorite warm neutrals here. And today it's really hard to find really good warm neutrals. So this one here is staying with me a little bit more. Let it stay here. I know she's ugly. This is the first release, is the one that hasn't even the name in the palette. It's just the first time that she released. I just grab it because the color story, it's just so yummy and I love it. Hey, so now we have 4 palettes that honestly, we're gonna talk about them for a little bit. So this one here is the Made by Mitchell Heads in the Cloud palette, and I want to declutter this palette so bad, but in the same time that I really wanted to declutter this palette, I really wanted to keep it. Let me explain you why. First of all, I love the color story. This one here, it's one of my favorite pieces in my collection. Look at this. Look at how pretty it is. It is a really sparkly multi-chrome. It's not a multi-chrome, it's more of a really interesting peachy shade with a really beautiful transparent base. And this one here over a glitter glue, it's a stunning. And honestly, I want to keep this palette with me more because I love the yellows, and I feel that I didn't reach out for this palette here as much as I wish to, but I kind of want to try to I want to try to keep it in my collection and use more of this palette, even knowing that Mitchell already discontinued this palette here, if I'm not wrong, but it's just so pretty, and I still want to keep it with me just for a little bit more. I don't know, maybe I will change idea, but this one here, let's say that she's on the chopping block. I wanna do like a notepad left behind this part here to see and understand if I really love this palette, or if it's, I don't know, there is something in this palette that don't let it go. Sometimes you just don't feel like you can let it go. So the next palette, it's the Carnival number 3. Oh boy, do I like this palette. This palette, I feel that it has all my favorite colors in the same place. When you say, how is your perfect rainbow palette? I will say it's this one here, even though this one here is missing a true yellow. And I do love my true yellows. These shimmers are not horrible, but they are not too perfect either. Let me show you something about putting here. And you can see the shimmers are glowing. They are pretty, not as sparkle as I love nowadays, but she's still a really pretty palette. And I honestly want to keep it in my collection just a little bit more. The Carnival, the Antidote palette, and this one here, I love this palette here. If I have to find something that I hate about this palette, is just all the green shimmers that it has, because it has a lot of green shimmers. And I like a green shimmer, but not those kind of greens. And I have to remember you that the majority of multi-chrome has some kind of green shift. So I am a little bit sick of greens, but I still want to keep this palette here because I enjoy the color story so much. And when I say the color story, I just talking about the mattes, and I want to use it for a little bit more. I want to play with it a little bit more, maybe in the end of the summer, beginning of the fall time. I feel that this palette here will be so pretty, and I hope to reach out for this one here more. Then here we have the Made by Me. So this one here fits on the ground. How pretty is this one here? And I love again the matte color story in this palette are stunning. This shimmery green here feels really unique in my collection. I feel that I have nothing like this one here. Again, we have two really beautiful yellow shades, a really poppy coral shade, a really beautiful mustard shade. There are a lot going on here that I kind of want to keep this palette in the collection. So I feel that for now it's staying. Again, I don't really love grape this one here. And there are a lot of green. I will say that all the shimmers in this palette are green, but this two here, but all the other ones are somehow greens. But it's fine. I still enjoy the rest of the color story. So I want to keep it a little bit more in my collection, maybe play it more, and then I can think about let it go. I want to look with this three mattes here. So this is, can you see? I am already, when I look into my palettes, I can think about looks that I really wanted to do. And this one here is staying. This is the Fantasy Cosmetica, what is the name of this one here? Monk. You know what? I really love this palette. And even there is two kind of shimmers formula. There is one that is really sparkly and beautiful, and there is one that is more the traditional foil, the shimmery metallic shade. I do enjoy both formula of the shimmers, and the matte formula. It's just beautiful. So this one here, it's staying in my collection, and she's pretty new, so she has the right. My camera cut me out, but I'm keeping the Fantasy Cosmetica one, of course. She's pretty new, so she deserves that, right? Then we have the Surge palette by Bend Bunny. This one it's a really old and discontinued one. I don't really love the shimmers in this palette here. They are nice. They are not perfect, but they are really nice. So I'm keeping this palette here. Overall, for the extremely neon raw, and because the formula of the mattes are Blend Bunny quality, that means they are top of quality. Then we have this palette here. I don't know if you ever thought, if you ever knew about this palette here, but this one here is the Royal Rose palette by Cosmic Brushes. I'm so sorry. Cosmic Brushes palette. She's really pretty, and I didn't play with this palette as much as I wish. So this one here, it's staying. Do you really think that I will get rid of the Serenity one? Of course I will not. This one here is staying, and I wanna play with this brand more, but for now those are the two palettes that I own from this brand. And I will say that I don't really know, I don't perfectly know the brand, but I enjoyed the way, the times that I play with their palettes, so they are staying in my collection. Scooby-Doo palettes by Glamlite, Glamlite brand. And I like the quality of the palettes that I own from Glamlite, and I will keep all of them. My only issue with Glamlite is that they do a lot of collab with horror movies, collabs. They do a lot of collabs in general, and I wish they will stop doing collabs. I know, I mean, right now your brand is known, so you don't have to keep on doing collabs over collabs. Just to bring back the food theme palettes. They were pretty nice, and stop doing collab, please. We needed to know you, not only the franchise. I feel that I'm really sold to the franchise, but both of those color story are really unique and nice. So I will keep both of them in my collection. Think here. Okay, now I think that all of them are pretty much all of them are Unearthly Cosmetics, and Unearthly Cosmetic did a lot of change in their packaging, in their palettes. So I'm not keeping all of them, but I'm keeping a lot of them because I really love the brand. So this one here, it's the last time they collab with this factory, which is sad because I love the quality of all the mattes in this palette, and all the shimmers are pretty much even I will say the classic shimmer formula. It's pretty ridiculous. So this one here, it's staying, and this iridescent here, it's one of my favorite iridescent in my collection. I think about this shadow more than I wanted to admit. So this one here, Instinct, and this one here, it's a creamy shadow. I don't really use it, but look at this. Every time I see swatched, I am like, oh yeah, I needed to use it more, but then I never do because I do prefer light shimmers, and I only use dark shimmers to have as a bridge between shades. So yeah, but the iridescent is like, are you freaking kidding me? I hope I will be able to show you. Let me try it. I can see orange, you can see green. Then you can see orange and I can see green. You have a little bit of purple, a little bit of gold. This shadow, it's stunning. She's a really beautiful, stunning, multi-chrome iridescent shade. So if I will declutter this palette, I will keep these two shadows here, of course, because they are pretty. These two here too. This muted reddish shade, so beautiful, so nice. Again, this one here is one of my favorite smoky purples in my collection. So yeah, this palette here has to say, have to. And honestly, this is one of the most beautiful palettes when it comes to packaging in my collection. I don't know, maybe it just remember me the movie. It has something retro and fun about it. I don't know, I just love the packaging of this party here two pieces. The same is this one here. This one here, it's even better, but it's just, oh my gosh, just so pretty. The color story, it's so unique, and this was the time that Unearthly, every time Unearthly came out with a color story, you look at the color story and you were and I were thinking about, like, is it a will this work all together? And you know what? They work together. They work beautifully, and I want to use them more. So this color story here, and it's staying. And this one here, it's one of my favorite multi-chromes in my collection. And it's so unique, and it doesn't really show on camera, which is kind of sad if you ask me. It's orange, yellow, gold, neon. It's just yummy. And this orange here, it's still one of the most unique oranges in your collection. So this one here, it's stay. I promise you, I will not be singing. Same thing for this one here. This one here, this color here dried on me so badly, and this is sad. And can you see? This color here completely dried out, but I kind of wanna to remove it and put maybe another color instead of this one here, because the rest of the palette, it's so beautiful. I love this neon so shade here. I think that I don't own a lot of this color here. This color here is so unique in my collection. I know it's just a matte, but look what matte. It's like a limey, neon-y, peachy pastel shade. It's like all the words to describe a colorful shadow in the same shadow. I cannot tell you. The only problem that this color here has, it has a really strong white base, so it's not really easy to work with, but over a white base, this one here, baby girl, it's so beautiful and unique. And this part here unfortunately is discontinued, so I will find a way to get rid of this color here, but there are some, the palette is staying with me, of course, I love it. And this one here is the Unearthly Cosmetics. What was the name? The bunnies? Was this one here the bunnies? I think this one here was the bunnies. There is only right as Unearthly Cosmetics, and she's so pretty. This palette here, she's discontinued, of course, my luck, but this color here is one of my favorite one, and I love the concept of a all pastel shade that has muted pastel shades. Those colors work so beautifully on my skin tone as a crease color or maybe just as a pop of color. This part here, it's something, you can see she's a really rainbow-ish, but she's really pretty. And I gonna show you that Unearthly Cosmetics always put a lot of greens in their palette, and that gets repetitive and boring, but that's just my opinion because I'm not a huge green lover. I love my greens, but I think that I don't love them as much as everyone else, but I still love them. And this part here is staying because of this color and this color here, honestly. And this one here is too, oh, so pretty. My favorite dark red is in this part here. This is Devour palette by Unearthly. And this one here, this is my favorite dark red in my collection, but this one here, it's second. In this part here, let me put it here. In this palette here, we have some of my favorite colors. And this palette here, let me understand one thing about Unearthly. I really do love their shimmers, but only when they are lighter. When they are deeper, I kind of don't care for them. They look to me like old formula shimmers, but the lighter are so glowy and sparkly, and I love them so much. And the muted rainbow feeling that this one, it's not a rainbow, it's a red and green palette, but it has something muted with a pop of a bright green. This palette here, it's a really beautiful, unique color story that I am so glad to have in my collection. And this green here, look at this. Are you kidding me? This one here as inner corner, can you see it's not as sparkly as it used to? Can you see? They're really similar. These two colors are really similar. But the old formula, it's much more sparklier than the new one. But the new one is still really good. Not perfect for me. I do prefer something more so sparklier, but still really beautiful. And Unearthly never creases, so that's a plus too. Oh yeah, then we have a AC Beauty palette. And this part here, I really don't want to let it go, but at the same time, I know that I have to, because the majority, this is not mud, this is the way of the shadow is done with those white specks here. You can see she's really pretty. And the mattes are stunning, but there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, 6, 7, 8 mattes, and all the rest are that classic shimmer formula that I don't really love to, even though this shade Cozy it's the perfect, and when I say perfect, I mean perfect. No, I want to keep it just for this color here. Maybe can just declutter, I can just rip on this color here, maybe put something else here. Well, I will think about this color here. So this one here, I think that I will keep it just for this shade here, and then I will try to press another color over it, okay? Is it right? I don't know, but I will put this one here in the top pick me block just because I love the shade here. Look how stunning is that mustard. And mustard, it's my favorite color, but it doesn't always work on me. So I will do a video where I compare all my mustards, and if I find a mustard that I love more than this one here, this palette is going. But if it's not, I will keep just for that mustard, because mustard, even though it's my favorite color to use on my crease, it's not always the right definition, because sometimes brands do mustard too like for me. So yeah, I will keep it just for that mustard, but it's in the chopping block, because in the end of the day, if I find a better mustard than this one here in my collection, I will let it go. Okay. Oh yeah, this palette here, girl, when I look at this color story here, I am not a cool tone lover, but this is perfection. First of all, I love those two neutral shades, though both of them are really, I will say they are really neutral leaning. They're really pretty. The blues in this palette here are dreamy, and yeah, they are not as sparkly as, but they are pretty to put all over the lid on the daily basis. They're really, I will say, sophisticated new shimmer formula. I will say that the Unearthly shimmer formula is really sophisticated, at least the one in this palette that I own here. The majority of them. Then we have something extremely sparkly as the old formulas, and something there more of a sophisticated sparkly like this one here. This shade here is so stunning as an inner corner highlighter. No, I will keep this palette here. Of course, she's beautiful, she's stunning, she's staying. So here there is a palette that I cannot thinking on Declutter it. She's so beautiful. And all the pans from Unearthly are magnetic. So this one here she's staying. She's definitely staying, because those are the same shape of my Ashley Rain, so I can reach out for this one here and mix with my Ashley Rain. And she's discontinued, but the colors, I don't know, I love the tones of the mattes in this part here. They feel somehow unique to me, so this one here is staying. This one here is my other Glamlite palette. I only have three palettes from Glamlite. My half sister lost the packaging, or lost. She destroyed the packaging of my other Glamlite palette. So this one here is the only package that I own. I don't know. I am so attached to the packaging of palettes, but I pretty much try to always keep them with me. So is this one here? It's a collab with the Strawberry Shortcake palette, Strawberry Shortcake franchising. They don't put any names. They put this thingamajig here for the names, which is fine. And then we have the shadows here. I will keep this palette here. First of all, I don't own a lot of Glamlite, but this color here, it feels unique in my collection. And this neutral shade here, I don't know, it has something that just screams into my existence. It's just so pretty. Look how pretty those two colors are. Okay. Well, this is staying here. I love it. And I will try to don't swatch a lot of palettes, because I know if I swatch all of them, I will let go of none of them, because when I brought them, it's because I fell in love with the color story. So they are here for a reason. Then we have the Where's My Blood? Again, one of those Halloween launches that she stopped to work with at the lab after that. And that's sad, because this part here, look at this color story. This color story is just perfection. This color here, it's getting kind of dry. She's not completely dry too, but she's kind of dry. And there are other ones here. Oh yeah, this one here, they changed for me because it was kind of, yeah. This color here, it's one of my favorite dark shimmers in my collection. This one here, which is the shade here. This for the hair staying. There's no discussion about it. Again, this color here is getting dry, but it's fine. And I can find a way to make it work or maybe put something else instead of this one here. So I have two colors to try to get rid of. This black here, it's amazing, and this neutral shade here feels so 2016, so I love it, and I will be keeping it. Let me try to clean myself a little bit. I pretty much... This is the Unearthly Not Normal. This one is the old one. Honestly, the new Not Normal is still on my mind because there are some colors that are really pretty, but I think that I will let go on this one here because I'm not using it, and I know someone who will love the packaging first of all and will love the colors inside too, so I will let this palette for that person. Then here we have the Unearthly Cosmetics That's the Night. She discontinued this palette, but again the color story is really pretty, so I will let... She's pretty, but I think that I have all those colors in other palettes, and I honestly don't really enjoy the measure of the pads, so I will let it go too. Nothing wrong with the formula, nothing wrong with the brand, and nothing wrong with the packaging. It's just because I don't vibe with this palette anymore, so this one can go. And then the next one is the Leather and Lace. This one here is gonna be a hard one because I love this palette here. And when I say that I love this palette here, I mean it. There are some of the prettiest shade in my collection are in this palette here. But I think that somehow I have all those colors in some other places in my collection, and it's time to let go. So bye-bye to you. Then here I have the Unearthly Cosmetics Lip Over palette, and let me show you the color, sorry. Woo. I love this palette so much, and I love to use some of those shades as how you say a highlighter, some of them as this color here. She's so stunning. Yeah, I have something like that in my collection, yes. And there are some really pretty colors in this part here, but I think that I will let it go because she doesn't speak to me anymore, and yeah, it's time to let it go. So for today's video, the palettes that I'm decluttering are the Magic by Juvia's Place. Bye bye. It was nice to have in my collection. I learned with so much using you, but now it's time to let you go. These two palettes here, again from Juvia's Place, both of you are really nice and pretty, but it's time to let you go too. And yeah, bye. Then we have the Unearthly Cosmetics Not Normal palette. Yeah, it's time to let it go too. I have so much fun, and thanks to you, I discovered one amazing brand that it's Unearthly. And the Dead of Night, it's time to let it go too, because again, you made me fall in love with Unearthly, and you two are from Unearthly, and thank you very much for this part of my collection. This is me being thankful for the presence of those palettes in my collection, but in the same time, this is me being a big girl who says, yeah, sometimes it's time to let change be part of our lives, and maybe you can be the good change in the part of some other person life. So yeah, those were my first 40 palettes in my collection. I'm gonna let you and leave you and maybe see you really soon in the next video. But for now, I am kind of emotional over the palettes that I'm letting go. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching so far, and see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao.